Now to the punishing series of powerful and deadly storms in the south. More than a foot of rain has fallen in some areas, and it's not quite over just yet. Morgan Norwood is live in Little Rock now with the latest. Good morning, Morgan.
Good morning to you, Gio. Even though the rain has let up a little bit here in Little Rock, the Arkansas River is still rising. It could hit flood stage this week. And across the Mid-South and the Midwest, at least 18 flood gauges at major flood stage. And this morning, that's triggering fresh fears, especially among those communities that are still recovering.
This morning, that unrelenting once-in-a-generation storm blamed for the deaths of at least 11 people, including a 16-year-old firefighter in Missouri in a vehicle crash as he responded to a reported water rescue. This week, 91 tornadoes reported in 10 states, from Kansas to Ohio. In Mississippi, residents say emergency text warnings gave them just seconds to escape.
Without it, my daughter and my grandson would have been in that room right there where there's no wall anymore.
In Grand Saline, Texas, this man sheltering in his bathroom while the wall of his bedroom was ripped off.
When that wall come off, it just boom, shook the whole house.
In Nashville, Tennessee, strong winds and torrential rain prompting residents to seek safety in community shelters.
It's just scary of the devastation, so many different places.
Arkansas taking on more than a foot of rain, livestock trudging through flooded out farms in Sheridan. First responders out in full force, wading through floodwaters and pulling people from cars in Texarkana.
It was floating in the water and it just didn't want to go.
Parts of Kentucky also buried beneath the floodwaters. This home floating down the river, now a pile of debris.
And we know the toll of this storm has been incredibly tragic. This morning, Arkansas officials saying a 5-year-old in North Little Rock died when a tree fell on their home. And across the storm zone, we also know more than 190 customers still without power this morning, Gio.
Oh, that 5-year-old, so sad. All right, Morgan, thank you so much. Let's bring in Samara now, because the big question this morning, Samara, is when does this end?
Yeah, Gio. Well, the good news is for the Mississippi Valley, it's finally ending. This stalled front is going to begin to move. Rain right now continuing to fall, though, for parts of northern Mississippi. We're not out of the wood yet. Remember, even when it stops raining, we still experience flooding as those bankments continue to overflow. Flash flood warning for parts of Nashville. Memphis receiving their wettest day in April on record just yesterday. Tornado watches in central Alabama. Here's a look at where the rain is headed next. We do have a concern for flooding in central Alabama between Birmingham and Montgomery, 3 to 5+ inches, level 3 out of 4 when it comes to excessive rainfall. And then there's that threat for severe weather. Severe weather riding through the south as we head through the next 2 days. Today along I-20 and I-10 in Florida, Alabama, and parts of western Georgia. Tomorrow, kicking off the work week in cities like Savannah, Tallahassee. It's there where we could see damaging winds and maybe even a few tornadoes.